Yeah, well, thank you everyone for joining this morning. Just a quick webinar on Segen's heat pump journey. My name's Oliver Hobson. I'm one of the sales managers here. I'm sort of acting as a bit of a lead at the moment on the heat pump side of things. What I'm going to do is just list a few sort of features and benefits of using the Segen portal. And then what I'm going to do is hand over to Ideal and then on to Mixergy afterwards. Now, what I wanted to do quickly was just show you our heat pump designer we've launched. We wanted to try and make it as quick and simple for the installers. It's very similar to the design tool we've got on the PV side. I'll quickly show you. So yeah, basically what you do is you pick your heat pump. Obviously we've got all the different sizes and the different models here. What you do then is click onto your cylinders. So obviously we've got the pre-plumbed and we've got the excellent Mixergy range on there as well. And then what that'll do is it will collate a list of components for you that we recommend. Now, obviously, you guys can go in and tailor that to your needs. So if you want an auto air vent, you can click whichever model that you want. Same with the fill and flush valve, you can take them out, put them in, etc. All you then do is put the name of the quote that you want it. Obviously, I've just put test and then create. So it is really that simple. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to quickly hand over to Ideal and they can then go through their product range with you. Thank you.
I'll just run you through a bit of Ideal's renewable product journey, and then we'll have a sort of discussion about some of the products and services that we offer as well. All right. So starting off with Ideal's background in heating, we have been established for over 100 years, starting with sort of really old sort of coal and wood-fired stoves and stuff back in the day, and then obviously we're probably most well known for gas boilers, both commercial and domestic. All of our boiler product ranges are manufactured in the UK, as is much of our renewable product offering as well, with a view to it being 100% UK-based manufacturing going forward, hopefully by sort of the end of 25, beginning of 26. That says 4 million logic boilers. We've got the 5 millionth over the line this year. We are quite renowned for having like high quality, reliable products and excellent customer services. And we operate under the Group Atlantic banner of brands, which incorporates sort of Gledhill, Ideal, Atlantic panel rads and stuff like that. So that's us. So there you can see the brands. We've got Ideal Commercial, Keston, who make specialist sort of twin flue boilers, Gledhill, and Hamworthy, who do sort of turnkey bespoke commercial boiler installations as well. And then under that Group Atlantic umbrella, we've got all those rest of the brands all over the world. So ACV, Triangle, Tube. Yeah, we're not a little, I know we sort of market ourselves as a little regional company and we build everything here, but we are actually part of a much wider concern. So recently we've actually won quite a lot of awards. The heat pumps have got the Quiet Mark certification. Obviously we've got Good Housekeeping, Queen's Awards. Recently we just won 2 awards from Hull Business for our sort of efforts into our infrastructure in Hull and renewable products. And we were the first recipient of funding from the government in their heat pump investment accelerator scheme. So we've just had £5.2 million worth of investment to help push our heat pump product offerings forward. And we are currently rated as 4.8 stars on Trustpilot, which is with a lot of reviews as well. I think we're up to about 50,000 now, which is kind of a reflection of what we offer in terms of customer services and stuff like that. The infrastructure in Hull, we've gone from, I don't know if you can see my cursor. But that little bit that you can see in the top right hand of the left corner picture there is the boiler factory, and these 4 new buildings here are sort of all devoted to the renewable products that we're going to be manufacturing, storing and manufacturing there. All right, it does represent a massive investment from Ideal, and it is definitely, you know, the direction that the company is going in is renewables. So loads of investment in buildings, R&D facilities, and training. That's the new R&D, or what it's going to look like, a render of what it's going to look like when it's finished. Again, just represents a massive investment from us into renewables. That R&D technology center there is going to be 100% heat pump based. In terms of training, we've got 3 sort of flagship sites in the UK, one in Hull, or just outside Hull, one in Leeds, and then a brand new one in Luton. Again, massive amounts of investment into training. We've also got satellite centres dotted around the UK, and we've won multiple awards for training. Now, the latest one was from Hull City Council, actually, who awarded us Training Partner of the Year for our delivery of the skills boot camps, which are enabling sort of existing plumbers and gas fitters to transition into heat pumps. They're fully funded courses. We've been providing a lot of those for free for people. We're running low temperature design courses, heat pump courses, and F-gas courses. And the guy who came to audit us from Refcom to audit our F-gas facilities said they were the best he'd ever seen. So we really are trying hard on the training front to get guys ready to hit these sort of net zero targets that we have got coming. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this video. Can you hear it? No. I don't know what to do about that, I'm afraid. But basically, this is just a little run through of something that we're offering. I just wrote a note down actually to say I think this maybe could end up on the website, on your website. This is an online on-demand training package that we're putting together. So the first part of that was an introduction to heat pumps. The second part of that has just gone live, which is Logic Air training. So they're just little bite-sized bits of short videos that you can sort of digest in your own time if you want to learn more about heat pumps, and they're open and available to everybody without any signing in or anything like that. Customer services, I think this is one of the areas where we really excel and stand out above the rest, in the fact that we've actually got a small army of engineers available to go and work on our products and provide assistance should anything be required from us. So our customer service process at the moment is we're not actually we go through a process where you make a phone call to our technical team, and then that gets passed over to maybe something like this, a video call. And about 80% of jobs that come into us never go beyond that point. But once we've established that we do need to make a visit for those remaining 20% of calls that we get, we have got a dedicated team of F-gas engineers. So they're the ones that can go out and work on the refrigerant side of things in heat pumps. But then we've got 200 boiler engineers who are also dual skilled, so they can go and make repairs to central heating systems and stuff like that to work on our heat pumps. Obviously, in the UK market, customer services with heat pumps is a bit of a problem because most of the manufacturers don't actually have any UK presence. They're either using the distribution channels, so you know, whoever's supplying the heat pump to provide technical assistance, which is problematic in itself, or the onus is on you, the installer, to sort of fix your own stuff and then invoice them for your time and hope that you're going to get paid at the end. So with us taking what we learned about customer services within boilers and what UK customers expect with regards to their heating systems, we've been able to put that in place with heat pumps as well. So if something goes wrong with one of our products, you know that, you know, a guy in an Ideal van wearing an Ideal uniform and he's got all the parts, he's going to turn up and give you a resolution pretty quickly because we're on the same day, next day basis at the moment. So yeah, that's the process there. It starts with a telephone, followed by a video call. If you're installing a heat pump for the first time, it's a new product here, we will offer you assisted commissioning. That can be through, that will be an in-person visit, or it could be through a video call. It's entirely up to you. And then that service team obviously provides the warranty breakdown call outs. And we have got every single part for every single heat pump in stock in Hull. So if they haven't got it in the van, they have got access to it overnight using, I think it's UPS that they use. Parts leave Hull, travel overnight and get put in the engineers' vans for the following day. So the heat pump warranties, 2 to 5 years on the heat pump itself, although that is flexible. Cylinders, you get 2-year warranty on the plumbing and electrical components, but a 25-year warranty on the cylinder, which is fairly standard in the UK. 2-year warranty on controls, and 2-year warranty on any Link cellulars you buy, which is our online portal. That being a family of products installed within one house obviously benefits the homeowner because they only have to make one call and they know that the person who arrives on site is going to be able to fix anything. You know, if there is a problem with the cylinder or the problem with the thermostat, then they can repair that. They don't have to bat it off to somebody else. Don't want to step on your toes, Segen, but we also got an estimator tool and a design tool, so you can put your details in the estimator and it'll populate a little specification together for you. The other side of that is you can do your room by room heat loss calculations and it'll come up with a radiator schedule and all that kind of stuff for you. The type of things that you need to submit to MCS at the end of or before your jobs start. Right, moving on to products then. So we've actually got 3 heat pump ranges. We've got Logicaire HP 290, and we've also got another one called the Althea, which is a split heat pump. I would say, with monoblocks being by far the most popular sort of type of heat pump in the UK, I would consider Logicaire to be our sort of flagship product, and that is the family of products there. So you've got heat pump, a range of pre-plumbed cylinders designed to work with that heat pump, as well as some plain ones, and then also our own controls, which are fully compensating controls, not on-off. So there's your product overview. Choose your outdoor unit. You need some form of control box to operate that heat pump. That comes pre-installed and pre-wired on the pre-plumbed cylinders. But you can choose to use another cylinder, whether that be one of our plain ones or a third party. If you've got space problems, you need a horizontal or something like that, you can buy that control box to fit on the wall adjacent to the cylinder. Some of the cylinders do have a built-in buffer tank at the bottom, which is around 67 litres. But again, we're not precious about buffer tanks. If you choose not to use one, you want to use the open loop design, that's totally fine with us. We do just offer you that as an option. And then you have got the choice of using our Halo Air thermostat, or you can use third-party stats, not that we would ever recommend that. Okay. Really, really good efficiencies and scops on our Logicaire heat pump. For anyone that's doing eco work or new build, they score incredibly well on RD, SAP, and SAP. So if you are doing eco, there is potential that if you couple one of our heat pumps with the right cylinder, you will score so well that you'll end up getting extra funding for the job. They're also really quiet, like you saw before. They have got the Quiet Mark certification, all while being a fairly compact unit. So typically with a heat pump, what you find is you either need a giant evaporator and a slow running fan, to get good efficiencies, or you have a small evaporator and a fan pulling loads of air through, which normally equates to that being really noisy. You can't really see it on here, but we've got a pretty funky fan design that's designed to pull more air through while running at lower speeds, and the evaporator wraps around the whole side of the heat pump. So we do get really, really quiet performance, but while still maintaining good efficiencies. Fairly compact in terms of dimensions as well, and also clearances are excellent on Logic Air. They're all under 0.6 meters cubed, so no issues with sort of getting them passed off as permitted development. And you only need 100 mil clearance on the back and on the left-hand side of this heat pump. You only need to save yourself sort of 500 mil to get this panel off in order to be able to do the install and the wiring. And that panel, when you're doing the install, that panel is the only one that has to come off on this heat pump. So you take that off, you've got your air vent there and your wiring terminals at the top, and that's all you need access to. HP 290 is our alternative product. So I think where these come in is essentially if you need a slightly higher output, these go up to 14 kilowatts, where the Logic Air tops out at 10. And obviously these are R290, so natural refrigerant. But you still get sort of the same benefits of the Logic Air in terms of it's really easy to install with the control box and the pre-plumbed cylinders. Obviously, with it being a 290 heat pump, it can do higher temperatures. Again, just because it can doesn't mean it should, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but it is capable of doing those higher temperatures. Other benefit of our 290 is obviously the low GWP. But similar sort of install journey for the HP 290. You choose your outdoor unit. Then you've got the option of installing with control box, or actually you can just install a standalone controller, couple that with one of our pre-plumbed or plain cylinders, decide whether or not you need a buffer, and then we've got Halo Light for HP 290, which is just sort of a scaled back version of the Halo Air. So all of the cylinders for both Logic Air and HP 290 are essentially the same, the only difference being the control box, but you get them. There's a range of about 16 at the minute, which is going to grow to 21, I believe, pretty soon. They all come pre-plumbed and pre-wired. So if you, to the nth degree, you know, we're not talking about strapping a 3-pot to the side of it and calling it a pre-plumbed. It is actually fully pre-plumbed. So you get a magnetic filter and strainer built onto any of the pre-plumbed cylinders, which negates the need for any other filters or strainers. You can buy a 2-zone with a header, 2-zone with a buffer, single zone with a buffer. There's loads of different options. Anything that's installed on those cylinders is pre-wired for you. So 2-zone pumps on this one, for instance, they're both wired into the control box. I'm getting conscious of time, so I'm going to start trying to skip ahead. But there we go. That's the range of sizes. So 150 to 300 liters. If you need a bigger cylinder, that would do a plain 400-liter cylinder as well. But you can see all the stuff that they include, and they're all pre-fit and pre-wired. Halo Light RF, obviously, it's actually, you know, it's a fairly basic stat to use. So is the Halo Air. Really, really simple for end users. Basically, you can turn it up and down like you would a normal stat if you like. But it's got a nice color screen. In terms of pricing, they're no dearer than a Honeywell T3 or something like that. Right, done. Thank you very much.
So yeah, now what we're going to do is I'm just going to pass over to Mixergy, and they can go through their excellent range of products for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Oliver. Hi, everyone. My name is Jimena Varias. I'm the account manager for Mixergy. Mixergy was founded about 8 years ago. Our 2 founders were PhD students from Oxford University, and they were tasked with making an everyday product more energy efficient. So this is how they came up with making a hot water cylinder more efficient. First, we'll start with the conventional hot water cylinder. It's unable to direct heat within the cylinder due to the heating coil and the immersion being located at the bottom of the cylinder. And there's a thermostat that's also around here. So what you can do is really you have to heat the whole cylinder instead of what you're going to need. Whereas our technology uses this top-up pump where it draws the cold water from the bottom, takes it all the way to the top, uses this top diffuser and sprays a light mist to the heated water. And this is because, as you can see here, the coil and the immersion are at the top. So you're heating from the top down using the diffuser, which means that the hot water isn't diluted. It's just immediately heated to the temperature that you want it to be. The cold, like I said, the cold water is pumped from the top, and you, when you connect it to a gas or oil boiler, direct electric or solar PV, the water is heated from the top of the cylinder. As you can see here, there's a sensor strip all throughout the cylinder. So that means that when the client chooses a specific volume and the target volume is achieved, the controller then tells the pump to switch off. And that will give the client some savings in terms of money. It can save up to 40% on hot water bills. It reduces the gas consumption on average by 12%, but it can be up to 21%. And it's future-proof for use with any energy source. So here you can see how the hot water stays hotter for longer. When you discharge 30% of hot water from, from a conventional cylinder, you can see here that the cold water enters at the bottom and immediately cools the available hot water throughout the cylinder. Whereas with Mixergy, the incoming cold water sits at the bottom of the cylinder without cooling the hot water above. Around 60% of hot water remains. Our cylinder can also be a clear path to transition from fossil fuel heating to low and zero carbon alternatives. A client can install a Mixergy cylinder with a boiler, and they will have also the electric immersion, but all our cylinders are heat pump ready. All they have to do is attach a heat pump kit, and they're also solar PV ready. We offer a 25-year warranty on the cylinder and a 2-year warranty on the electronics. Like I mentioned before, the cylinders are heat pump ready. They will need to purchase a heat pump kit, which includes this heat pump interface. This is what connects to any heat pump in the market. And then you have the plate heat exchanger. So the cylinder doesn't have a coil like they usually do. They will use this plate heat exchanger, and which can provide better volumetric efficiency, reheat speed, heat pump performance, and serviceability. There's also an insulating jacket for the plate heat exchanger and the circulator pump supplied. So the difference when you use it with a heat pump is that you will heat the full volume of the cylinder to the desired temperature. And this is to maximize the heat pump efficiency. That's one of the key things that are different. The benefits are that there's 20% more usable hot water versus a conventional cylinder. There's a 5 to 10% COP improvement on the heat pump. It's more compact, typically 20% smaller. Better heating of full contents of the cylinder to the same temperature, and easier servicing and maintenance. When it comes to solar PV, the digital temperature control ensures that there is a maximum capacity available in the cylinder to be heated for free using solar PV. And it uses this immersion here at the top. There's 2 different ways to connect to a two solar panels. One would be with a PV switch. You would use a PV switch if you have a third-party diverter, such as Mixergy and Ideal or Solar iBoost. So this will connect that diverter to the cylinder. And we also sell our own Mixergy embedded PV diverter. Often the neatest and most cost-effective solution for new build properties, but also for retrofit properties. It really just depends on the setup that your client has. When it comes to the Mixergy cylinder, you can control it via a customer app. As you can see, here's what the app looks like. You have constant control, so you can see how much hot water you have and the temperature, and you can quickly boost it if you need more. You can also use the gauge that is next to the cylinder, and you can just quickly boost the cylinder or change the energy source. Our cylinders are smart tariff ready, so you can set up any smart tariff that you have, and the cylinder will know to heat the water during off-peak periods or when it's the cheapest time for you. The smartest part of the cylinder is the machine learning. So when you connect the cylinder to the internet, it will kind of track your usage for a couple of weeks. And after that, it will create a schedule for you. In this schedule, it will tell you you're heating 80% of the cylinder, but really you can get away with only 40%. It will know to heat the water, for example, if you have a smart tariff between midnight and 4 in the morning, and have hot water ready for the household when everyone wakes up at 6 or 7 in the morning. And then it will know to top it up throughout the day or get it ready for, say, 6 in the evening when everyone comes back and they're cooking or they're taking baths. There's also cloud connectivity, so you receive free software and firmware updates. And it also means that our technical team can use remote diagnostics and just let you know if there's anything wrong with the cylinder. They can just do it remotely without having to go to the site. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Mixergy IAP. So this is an integrated heat pump cylinder. You have the heat pump here at the top and then the cylinder. The head unit is modular for easier installation, and it takes water from the cylinder before heating it via plate heat exchanger and returning stratified to the top of the cylinder. So it uses the same technology that all the other cylinders do, and can begin delivering usable hot water in 30 minutes rather than 10 hours as other units in the market do. This is some of the features. We maintain the 25-year warranty on the cylinder, and we provide a 5-year warranty on the head unit. As I mentioned before, the system comes with Mixergy's state of charge sensor and controls. So it provides all the benefits of connectivity through the Mixergy app. We provide several different sizes, starting from 120 liters all the way up to 250. You can use a smaller cylinder for installations without the fear of running out of hot water. So you don't necessarily need the biggest one, you just need the most efficient one, really. And that's all for me. Thank you very much.
Is anything else that you would like to obviously ask? You know, you can reach out to your sales managers. If there's anything sort of technical, you can reach out to your technical manager assigned to your account. But yeah, if there's sort of no other questions, I'd just like to thank you all for coming today. And yeah, we'll hope to see you on the next one.